Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Don't think anybody else will be jumping in. If they do, they can just catch right up.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying we're going to start from step 0 with this training. So if you already have a YouTube channel, you might catch up with us on a couple steps in, but that's okay. I want to make sure that everybody has all the information that they need. So first, you're going to start by going to youtube.com, and you need to sign in to YouTube. So if you already have a Google account, I suggest that you go ahead and use that Google account. If you don't, you can go ahead and create one. And also, it's important that I let you know that I'm going to be sending you a step-by-step outline for all of this. So if you want to just follow along for now, or if you fall a little bit behind, it's totally okay. I would be glad to help you at any point. Stop me if I start going too fast, but I'll send it to you so that if you want to go back and perfect some of the settings later, you'll have all the notes for that. Let's just pick a different account because I already have our Remax one set up. So I want to start with a fresh one. I'm going to just choose this. This is just another business that I work with. So I'm just logging in as them. And then creating a channel. So you go up here at the top right, you've got this little account. If you had a profile picture uploaded, it would be there, or a logo, but this is just how you go to your account settings. So you want to click on create a channel and get started. Now, what I would suggest, depending on how you have it set up, I usually suggest using a custom name. You may end up choosing the same name that you have in your Gmail account, but this gives you a lot more options. So go ahead and select the custom name.
Sorry to stop you real quick, Gina.
Sure, what's up?
What did you say about if it's linked to my Google? Because when I went to YouTube, it automatically logged me in, and I didn't have the created channel. It's already like there. Is that because I'm in?
So you've already created a channel then?
Oh,
sounds good.
Okay, good to know.
That's totally okay, because you can always go back and edit the name of it or the settings of it, which is nice that you're not locked into it forever. I'm going to create a channel name, and then also by creating a channel that's not just your name default, you can create the channel that's a custom channel, so it allows you to have additional managers of that channel if you choose to. Might be something that you don't want now, but down the road, if you end up working as a team, you might want someone else to be able to log in there on your behalf and upload something or change a setting here and there. So in here, you can go in and you can upload a picture. I think it's important for brand identity that you want to keep things universal. So I would recommend that this picture be your logo, or your headshot would be a good choice. So I'm just going to pick a logo here real quick. And here, you want to tell viewers about your channel. This is going to be a short description, a few sentences, maybe a paragraph, who you are, what your channel is about, the type of content that someone might expect watching your channel. So,
Gina?
Yeah.
Would you include like hashtags in here in this?
There's another spot for that.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
This is important too, because anytime, as you're scrolling down here, links to your other sites. So you're going to want to make sure that each page you're on, that they can find you in other places. So if you have a website, you're going to want to make sure that that's in there. You're going to want to link to your Facebook, if you use Twitter, if you use Instagram. And I have a space in here, so it will not let me do that. Let's see here. What did I spell wrong? That is my URL. I don't know why that's not working.
You have to put the HTTP there?
I was wondering, oh, it didn't like the www part.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and it's important, this is gonna sound silly, but make sure you click save and continue. Anytime you're going in here and checking these settings, if you don't save it, unfortunately, it just goes away.
So
Okay.
it's automatically linked to your Gmail.
It is. And if you want to have a different, you know, you can always set up an additional Gmail if that's something that you're wanting to do, because you can, in here, you'll have the opportunity to put in your contact email. So if that is different than the one that you're using to log in, that's okay, just as long as you put it in there where you want people to contact you if they were watching your video, how they can find you.
Okay. So I can change the name of it? Because right now it's just my name. Okay.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So customize the channel. And they just changed the studio on me a little bit. So things have, of course, they've moved all the settings around. So, oh, I did not want to show you a video about that. So on this is what your channel will look like before anything has been set up on it, essentially. So first, let's go to the settings. So if you click on the top right where you have your little profile photo and logo, and you click on the settings, you're gonna want to come through here and go through each of these little settings. So channel status and features is the best place to start with. Let me close that. I don't want to watch a video about it. Okay, perfect. So this is your channel dashboard. Default features, you can leave those the same, but your basic info is important. So we need to go ahead and designate which country we are in.
You left that enabled, that first one, Gina?
I'm sorry?
The first setting, you left it enabled, and then the bottom one, you didn't put a phone number? Or you should? Phone verification. What's that do?
That's requiring when you upload a video that it sends a text to your phone to make sure that it's really you. That's going to be a lot more applicable to somebody that has a bunch of content makers on their site.
Great.
So here on the basic info, here where it says keywords, Lynn, this is what you were talking about earlier.
Okay.
This is a great place where you can use your hashtags. Essentially, what this is going to do is it's going to let the YouTube filtering settings, when people search through YouTube for a video, know how to point them to your website or your channel, essentially. So I would certainly recommend real estate. You can start. Whoa, where'd it go? You can
and no space,
Gina,
no spaces in those words.
Once you put a word.
I mean, if you wanted to have real and estate as two separate keywords, you certainly could, but I would say that real estate would go together. I would say that Missouri real estate is probably a good call.
Would you hashtag that?
I'm sorry?
Would you hashtag that, or would you just write those words?
In the keywords, you don't need to hashtag it. Their keywords is, it's the same function as what a hashtag would do, but that's why they call it a keyword. So you can,
Gina?
Yeah.
So if I was looking to like, if I would look for a top agent in the United States, just to see, because it's obviously working for them, would I be able to see the keywords that they used, or is that hidden?
No, you can't
That makes
see their,
sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's essentially kind of like metadata on a website, if anyone's familiar with that,
Okay.
where you're sort of putting it in behind the scenes, but that's how the search engine
gotcha.
finds
Okay,
you. So a lot of people know that, of course, you can pay to have the top result on a search engine. And the other way, besides paying, is by having the most results of what someone is looking for.
okay.
So what they're typing in that they're searching for is going to
Mhm.
be how.
Is there a limit, Gina, on how many keywords you can put in there?
That is a great question that I don't know, and we'll have to find the answer for. But
Okay,
it's within reason. I haven't found the limit yet.
okay.
I will look that up.
Sorry, I don't mean to
No,
ask too
that's
many
okay.
questions.
I'm
I just haven't done it, so
I
I
haven't
don't know.
Yeah,
Answer
I'm
for it.
gonna look that up when we get done with this, and then when I email out all the information to everybody, I will include that answer in there for you. So
Okay,
I don't want to give you the wrong answer, so I will.
I
I'll
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
Googled
welcome.
it. I have the answer if you'd like it.
Yes, please.
Share away.
So you can, it says you generally should have between 5 and 8 tags, but it's all about characters. So you can't go over 400 characters.
Oh,
It's not about the number of keywords.
Okay.
So
So in that case too, you might want MO real estate instead of Missouri real estate, because they might be taking
oh,
up
right,
characters that you might need for something else.
right. And spaces would count as characters, I'm assuming, so.
Correct.
Mhm.
So,
Okay,
and this is also something that you could change later on if maybe you have
Right.
a niche that you're working with right now, but later on you're kind of moving into a different niche. That's
gotcha.
totally okay.
Okay,
Totally okay. In the advanced settings,
Stop it.
Macy Gray's a little upset right now. In the advanced settings, you want to go through here and make this option for yourself. I would say most of us are not necessarily making this channel for kids, but I don't want to make that decision for you. So you can go ahead and set this in here. I set mine to review the setting for every video, but that really just becomes another thing that you have to check through when you go to upload every video. So if you're planning for it to be a real estate channel, the little children probably aren't interested in watching it. So you might just want to go ahead and not set it as a channel made for kids. You can turn on the auto-generated caption.
what is
And
that?
also let them not to put
like when
inappropriate
she's
words in
talking, it'll
here.
auto-populate the caption.
I'm not gonna, yeah, I would not suggest that you caption any inappropriate words that you're planning to share, but that's a decision you can make for yourself. This is an option for
Question
yourself
for you.
as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. You just scrolled past the check mark that displays your subscribers. Since we don't have any, should we uncheck that until we do, or it doesn't really matter?
I would say that's a preference. If you don't want people to know that there's not a lot of subscribers out there, then yeah, but it's a good idea to just go ahead and not let them see that. That way they don't know if you have 2 or 10,000 subscribers to your channel. You can choose whether or not you allow ads based upon the things that you are posting about to be shown to your visitors that come and watch your site. So that's really an option you'll have to make for yourself.
I understand that. Does that help, Gina? Does that help you get more followers? I don't know if that's the right word, but
Some people see it as a deterrent. Rather, some people don't like the idea of the advertisements, the sharing of the information. But some people do buy those things that are advertised to them. So there's a reason why it occurs, and there's a reason why some people don't like it. So That's a controversial opinion that I'd say each person needs to make for themselves.
You have to think you're watching video.
Upload defaults over here on the left. Why is it not? Uh-oh, my computer's locking up on me. There we go. Okay, so under upload defaults, if you want to have something included on every single video, if you want every video to start with the same title and description, that's where you can go ahead and put this in here. But here's what's nice. You can add those tags down here. So for me personally, my videos are gonna have different titles and descriptions based upon the content of the video itself. But I might want real estate, Missouri real estate, or whatever those key tags are to be associated with each video. Rather than going in each time and typing those in and adding them in, you can put them right here and save them, and it will automatically add those.
And those are searchable, correct, Gina?
Correct, correct. So if, you know, if you want, you might have some extra ones for a particular video, but the ones that you want by default, go ahead and throw them in there and save yourself those 400 keystrokes.
Sorry, one other question. I know I'm driving.
Yeah,
you
no,
crazy.
you're okay.
When we put them in there, do we need to put a hashtag prior to it for the keyword search, or just the word itself?
Just the word itself and it'll pull
Gotcha.
up.
Thanks.
Search.
What does visibility mean? Sorry, I don't know what that is. Oh,
You
public or
can,
private?
if you wanted, this is, and now keep in mind, this is on just for a default. So you still will have the option when you upload each individual video, if you want it to be public, private, or unlisted. If you make it unlisted, it's not searchable, just for the record.
Why would you do
private-
that?
I'm sorry?
Why would you do that?
Because some people use it almost as a storage facility. Once you've uploaded it in there, you've got a large video file that's saved for
Oh,
yourself,
Okay.
and you can watch it, but no one else can. But if
Gotcha.
you needed to go through later and download it, you could. So that would be the reason for the unlisted. Private would be, maybe I want to have a training opportunity or a company meeting posted up there that's got some trade secrets in it, and I don't want just anybody to be able to watch it. So I want to set it up to have only people with the link or the password can watch it. But I would say the majority of the videos that most people are making and uploading are going to be for the public presentation.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And then keep in mind, in this setting, this is only to set it up if you want this for everything. So if I were to set here public under my upload defaults, that means everything that I upload would be public.
So
So you
Gina,
can just leave it. Yes, ma'am.
I have used YouTube just very minimally. I will have an out-of-town buyer and I will videotape a house.
Yeah.
I don't really want that public. That's me sending them a video directly to see if they want to buy it, and it's been successful. That's really the only way I've ever used my YouTube channel. So how
I
do
would
you
recommend private for that.
That's what I've done, but how do I distinguish when I upload one that I want it to be private if I have everything else set up as public?
Yeah, so let's see, under your general defaults, your visibility is public. Let's see here. There's a setting in there. Hold on just a second. Let's see here. We just under your channel status and features, it should be under there. Oh, no, that's where we just were. Default features. think my internet connection isn't very strong today. It's taking a second to keep up. I've locked it up.
And this can be a question you can answer later too, Gina. It doesn't
Sure.
have to be right
So
now.
under these upload defaults, if you wanted to default to each time you upload it, it's going to be private.
Uh-huh.
You can set that right there. And that doesn't mean that when you upload a particular video, if you had one you wanted to be public, that you couldn't change that one to public. But it's going to be the default would be private.
And you just pick it to be public.
Right. Now, I would recommend a public one in a different circumstance. If you had a listing,
Right.
and you did a, public tour of the home, whether it was you made it or you had a company make it, videography it for you, that, I'm sure your sellers would love if you showed them where it's online and, a video, but you guys are probably already doing that. So I'm not here to
When you post, you have the availability to switch it.
say how to do that. So here, under your upload defaults, you can make your choice. If you want to have a title that goes across every video, you can put that in here. It's not a requirement because you might have a different title for each video that you make. Same goes here for description. And then the visibility and the tags are all options for every video that you upload. If you want something to be universal, you can go ahead and change that in there. Underneath these advanced settings, we have a standard YouTube license. The Creative Commons has to do with copyrights, and some of you might have your own copyright on some of your content. A lot of videographers, music artists, and folks do, but for me, I'm a standard YouTube license person. This is where you can send, if you want to put a category on here, you can set your video language in here. Mine would be English. Some of you might be bilingual.
By adding a category, do you think that helps boost your search?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it does, no. The reason, depending on your content, if you're, some of these channels are on YouTube, especially children's channels right now. So if you were creating a children's cartoon channel or educational content for children, yes, but here we can pick one. I would
These
say
kids monetizing YouTube
how
is
to
insane, by
style.
the way.
I'm sorry?
The kids that are monetizing YouTube, like literally these 8-year-olds making millions of dollars, I do not get it.
Yeah, and 8-year-olds want to watch other 8-year-olds play video games.
I guess.
I mean, I don't
guess.
want to watch that, but kids love it. So, hey, if it makes them happy, I'm sure the moms are just super excited.
Those
that they're
kids won't
quiet.
tell you, they literally just unwrap toys. That kid's got his own toy collection.
And you can
Yeah,
suggest. I'm going to put English from the United States as my my language, but some of you might have bilingual options on there, so it'd be a good idea to label them. Under permissions, this is where you would want to, if you were going to add additional roles. So, if Lynn and Amanda are a team, they might want to both have administrative rights to the channel. So you can add a person. You don't have to have 2 separate channels. You can have 2 people on one channel if you choose to. So that's how you would go through and do that if you would like.
So Gina, quick question. Do we want a category, or did we decide that categories sort of box you in? Like, can we leave
Categories-
it without one?
You can leave it without one. Categories do kind of box you in, and there isn't
Okay.
really one that stands out as real estate, if you will. I mean, I think the closest was how to and style. So, under the community defaults, I wouldn't necessarily add any moderators in at this point. I don't think you're going to be posting things. I hope you're not posting things that are going to be potentially offensive to folks that need to be moderated. I try not to tell people what to do, but please don't do that.
Gina, what about allowing the public to make comments?
That's perfect question, and that's right here under the default section. Comments on your new videos, I would definitely select hold potentially inappropriate comments for review, or the alternative would be hold all comments for review. That way you'll get an email that will say, new comment on your video, you can decide whether it's visible or not.
Because I get that on Facebook where people comment things that I really didn't like,
Absolutely.
and I have to delete it. Yeah, okay.
Gina, should you set all three for hold potential comments? So both little sections and the checkbox?
I would personally. It's
I am.
It's
I
better
like
to
to
look at it first because you never know who might see it before you have the chance to review it. And agreements is YouTube terms of service. It's a very long page. I'll be honest, I have not read it. If someone wants to read it, they could let me know what it says. It sounds wonderful. Just make sure you hit save, you guys. I can't say that enough. Hit save before you close it. So this is going to be your channel dashboard. So if you go again, this is kind of like your home, take you back to home by clicking on this logo. I suggest clicking on your channel so that you can see what does your channel look like to others. So of course, at this point, we don't have any videos in here yet, but this is where they would find them. You can set them up. If you have other channels, it'll be listed here, but about is where you see the description that you made, where you have links to your website, to your Facebook. So that's important. Make sure, and guys, if I may, make sure that they work. Make sure that you didn't accidentally make, like I did, a mistake, a typo, and so it doesn't take you anywhere. It only takes a second to make sure that you verify that you didn't make a little typo when you typed in your Facebook page or your Instagram URL. Yes, Lynn?
Gina, the analytics section, and you can see how many people viewed it. Can you see who they were or just that someone did look?
In the analytics details page, you can see how many looked at it, but I have not found a way to essentially, like, I'm sure you're saying, like, to track it for leads, to reach out to them and get their contact info.
Right.
That is why I don't have a way to do that on YouTube, but what you can do is that's why you want to try to direct them to your Facebook, to your website, so that you can hopefully capture some of that content so you can reach out to them. Usually websites are the best resource. If you can get them to your website, then you can track their actual data. It's hard to track how many people look at your Facebook unless they
Gina, how did you get
unless they're commenting or liking things on
the little links there? I don't see where mine populated. Does that take time for it to register? I just didn't save something.
It probably didn't save. So I would definitely make sure that the website and the Facebook go through. Let's see, let me make sure, look at my notes here to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Let's go to the studio. Channel dashboard, and here's your analytics. I don't have any views yet, but you will be able to see this subscribers. What's nice is you can watch the summary. So you can watch in the last month or so, if you've got an increase in viewership, that's always nice to see. Let's see here. What else am I forgetting? We've got the profile photo. We talked about that. I'm going to talk about the branding page. Let's see. Analytics, comments.
Can you go back to where you link those? I don't see it again.
Oh, sure. I think it's here. Okay, hold on. Of course, they recently changed they moved everything in the studio, they moved around on me. So under customized channel, there you go. Yeah, so under the customized channel, under basic info, you've got your description, you've got your, this will give you your URL for your YouTube site. And then here's your links section to your website, your Facebook. You can add some in right here. Contact info, this is important, you guys. Where do you want them to email you if they're trying to reach you? So. Okay. And what's unusual is when you're in this studio section, it doesn't say save, it says publish. So it essentially does the same thing, but it has a different name for that button. Under branding,
you add your telephone number?
They don't have an option for that, unfortunately.
It's probably good, maybe. Yeah.
It might be good. So under the branding, these are some options for you. There are some default YouTube covers in the Mac Center. So that would be one way that you could quickly find yourself a branded photo that you could put in there. If you want to use, your logo, you want to use your headshot, you can create your own, or you can use one that's already made for you. I just think it makes it look nice and uniform across your page so that it has one brand image. And then this video watermark is kind of an interesting option. If you guys watch YouTube videos, sometimes you'll see people that'll have a little button and it'll say like, click here to subscribe.
Yes.
This is where they're uploading that image that they want to put in there, because ultimately you want subscribers to your page, of course. So this gives you the option of uploading that here. I'm just going to use this same little logo for discussion right now. And you have a couple options. It's not a ton of options. It's a few. You can decide when you want that to pop up. At the end of the video, you can specify a start time, 5 seconds into the video, or you can make it display throughout the whole video. The thought process is that some people want it on the entire video, but then other people feel like it's taking out a piece of the picture. So that's the downside of that one. At the end of the video, if someone doesn't stick around, if you have a 6-minute video and somebody watches 5 minutes and 30 seconds, they may not see that. And then custom start time is why a lot of folks put it at 5 or 10 seconds into the video. They've got your attention now, and now they're gonna invite you to save. That's a good question. Mona asked, how long should a video be? It depends on the content. So it's a kind of a loaded answer. People like to watch shorter videos, and you'll find that you'll lose some of the viewers towards the longer videos. But if you were doing a whole entire home tour and someone wanted to watch the home tour, that would make sense. They're going to want to see all the rooms. They want to see the backyard. They want to see all of it. But if you're Doing a teaser video to just attract attention, that video might only be 30 seconds long. You're saying, hey, we got an open house coming up this weekend. You know, you won't want to miss this one feature, and maybe you tease them with something really great about the house. Like, look how big this bathtub is. That's a good way to get them to watch the longer video later. So this video and this tutorial that I put together was really just designed to be the basics. Get yourself a channel, get it set up, get the right settings in there so that you can start, you know, start uploading things. And then what we can work on is some creative content ideas and some different options. I see he's got some comments here in the chat. Creighton, I couldn't agree more. The short teaser video to get you to watch the next one is an excellent idea. And then you can have a longer, you know, you could even put it in the description for a full tour of the home. Click here to watch that video.
You got like 10 seconds.
And then what could be interesting is to look at the viewership on both after you put them up. See how many people watch the short one, see how many people watch the long one. Things that you can play around with and see what kind of results work best for you. Anybody else have any specific questions for now?
Gina, have you heard of anybody having difficulty uploading a video because it was too high resolution, the resolution was too high?
I have not. I usually upload them to 1080, but
no, like Square One, their videos would be like top-notch, high quality.
Yeah, absolutely. They should upload.
Okay.
If that's something you're running into, I love to detective out a solution. So if that is something that we're running into, I'll solve it.
One other quick question for you, Gina.
Sure.
So when I'm putting in that banner where that little computer, phone, and whatever tablet it is right below your logo there, it's showing like bits and pieces of the upload, even though I did the pixels. What size does that need to be in there so that it is across all devices, makes it's visible?
Oh, okay. It's saying 98 by 98 or less than 4 megabytes. But do you know what size your file is?
When I can show you what it looks like when you upload it, just so that I'm just curious.
Yeah, there's a
because it's
YouTube
kind of weird.
cover. See? Just a
So let's just, for argument's sake, open that. So I guess it just needs to be like a certain pixel amount, which I can figure out, but.
I think it's a great idea to think about what does it look like on someone's phone versus what does it look like on their computer, because we know that about half, maybe more, are viewing it from their phone, so it's tiny. So
right.
If you've got your headshot and it only shows your forehead, it's probably not the best.
Not ideal.
You might have a great forehead. I don't know, so. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming and
Great job.
I want to make sure that everybody knows that something's better than nothing, right? So yes, we want to work. We want to see what's working for you. We want to perfect and tweak the results to see what we can do to get the best viewership. But just go ahead and post and get comfortable doing it, and those results will come. First, we have
And guys, if you do it, I'll follow everybody. You can all follow each other for our first subscribers. So just let me know what your channel is, and I will subscribe to that.
Awesome.
Great idea. I think that's a great idea.
Thank you, Gina. Great job.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Mona, I think that's a good idea. Let's check back in a month, see how things are going, see if you're running into a snag here and there. And also, you guys, I'll send out an email with these notes and details. And if at any time you're just stuck on something, I'm always glad to help. So just let me know what it is, and I'll help with it.
Great job. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Gina.
much.
Thank you,
Everybody have a
Gina.
good rest of your day, okay?
Thank you, Gina.